he's used to lying to, like, in Fox interviews, or to his sycophants around him, or to Trump rally people where he could just say whatever he wants, even to our media. Our media is never going to correct him. But now he's got to say these lies in front of people who know shit.
So let's talk a little bit, though, about this Starmer visit. I wanted to talk to you about this UK Prime Minister, because in a short period of time, we learned that Starmer had to correct Donald Trump on conditions of British aid, very similar to some instances of how there had to be corrections with Macron the other day. Trump proved to the world, once again, he doesn't know how tariffs work and he doesn't know how they're paid for. And when he was asked about Zelensky being a dictator, do you still think he's a dictator? Either he's a liar or he's senile, because he said he didn't remember, which obviously he does. I think that's a joke. What do you make of this visit and some of those things I just mentioned, embarrassing himself on the world stage once again?
Yeah, so I'll start with the last part first. This is a situation where Republican congressmen and senators were really pissed off that he called Zelensky a dictator. None of them agreed with that. Even the people who don't like Zelensky disagreed with that statement. And so he heard from a lot of them. And it's like, look, we've got enough fires to put out. We're dealing with Musk. We can't deal with this right now. So I think that you're not going to hear that from Trump again because of that. And of course he will never admit a mistake, or he will never say he was wrong. Those are things Donald Trump has never done in his entire life. He's never apologized, and he's never admitted he's wrong, and he's never admitted that he's failed at something. He's perfect, right? He will never do those three things. So he can't go in there today and say, no, I was wrong. I shouldn't have, like most humans would do. I went too far on that. I regret that choice of words. He's not a dictator. I just want him to have elections. That's what a normal human thinking person says. But of course, what does Trump say? No, he can't do that. So he has to go, I don't remember saying that. Did I say it? I don't think I said that. He said it on video at CPAC.
Right.
And he wrote it in a True Social Post in writing. Zelensky is a dictator on his own website. So yeah, I mean, this is typical. And then, yes, he has no idea the way the global economy works. You're right. He had to be corrected on Macron about the aid to Ukraine and the percentages. The thing is, he's used to lying to, like, in Fox interviews, or to his sycophants around him, or to Trump rally people where he could just say whatever he wants, or even to our media. Our media is never going to correct him. But now he's got to say these lies in front of people who know shit, like Keir Starmer, like Emmanuel Macron, and who aren't going to sit there and take it. And both of them interrupted. I mean, they were like, no, that's not true. Correcting him repeatedly. And it's not a situation where Trump can do with a reporter or something, shut up, sit down and shut up. He can't do that to them. So he has to actually, like, listen to them correcting him. And he just has no clue. He doesn't know how tariffs work. So he issued another statement this morning that apparently now the 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico that were paused for 30 days are now going into effect, Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. We'll see. And he's upping the China tariff from 10% to 20%. That's all supposed to happen next week. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I want to dive a little deeper into this with you, because in the last few weeks, Donald Trump has offered Vladimir Putin concessions, as we know, calling Zelensky a dictator and saying that Ukraine, quote, started this, which we know that they didn't. How dangerous are the times that we are in right now, Ron, where if, in fact, he gives Putin and somehow there's some land that he's able to control in Ukraine, and he gets what he wants, which is Ukraine not allowed into NATO. This is really the whole reason why Putin invaded Ukraine to begin with, responsible, by the way, for hundreds of thousands of innocent people dying. How dangerous at times are we living in now, where when I mean Donald Trump, can actually offer concessions and a victory to Vladimir Putin? And what will stop Putin from doing this again?
Yeah, what John Bolton said this week, I thought, was the most insightful comment about this. Of course, John Bolton was Trump's national security advisor his first term. He said that all of this is a pre-planned design to pull the United States out of NATO. All of this talk, the dictator, all this stuff. And And I believe that that is correct. I believe that and that has always been Vladimir Putin's lifelong dream. Since he was in his 30s as a KGB agent, he said his goal always was, if he could do one thing in life, it would be to break up NATO. And now he's found the guy who can do it for him. So because in Putin's lifetime, NATO has doubled in size. It's added twice. It's got twice as many countries. It's more powerful, stronger, and richer of an alliance than ever, until the day Donald Trump walked into the Oval Office, when the whole thing could come apart. So I think the most encouraging news that I've seen is, number one, Zelensky changed the deal on the mineral rights and the compensation. I read the new deal. It's quite a bit different than what Trump was talking about originally. And it could be something that could actually work out okay for Ukraine, but there's still details that need to be hammered out. But the most encouraging thing was the new German chancellor, Merz, who just got elected. And, you know, what do most people do when they win an election? They come out, they give a victory speech, or they talk about positive things moving forward. That's not what he did. He did something very unusual. He walked out and he said, look, we're on our own. We can't count on the United States anymore moving forward for anything. And we've been a little delinquent about that. We've been a little feeling very secure about our situation for a long time, but we can't anymore. We're going to have to start spending more on national defense. We're going to maybe have to form an EU European army of our own and band together and cooperate more, because we can't count on the United States or NATO being there moving forward. And I thought that was very encouraging that he said that, because he has a firm grasp of reality.